Pam 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 pam. Those were like 4 bits, right? Well, in today's lesson, we are going to talk about the French cardinal numbers, which are the basic numbers, right? And we use them to count, pam 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 pam, or make calculations and say how many of something there are. For example, j'ai deux soeurs. I have two sisters. If the number un, which means one, refers to a feminine noun, we use the feminine version, which is une. For example, we may say un chien, or une table, or 41 chaises, because la chaise, which means the chair, is feminine in French. We're going to talk about then about les dizaines. Les dizaines are the numbers that are divisible by 10. For example, we have 20, 30, 40, etc. When the number un follows a 10, we connect them using the preposition and, which in French is said et, and is written like we see over here. We do not use hyphens in this case. However, the numbers 81 and 91 are exemptions. Here we do use the hyphens instead of e, instead of the preposition. For example, we have 81, which means 81, or 91, which is 91. When the number 1 follows 100, we do not use e or hyphens, we just simply use un. For example, 101 might be 101. Or if we wanted to say 601, it will be 601. Be careful with the following numbers because they can be pretty tricky if you are a pretty good English speaker right now. So I'm referring to basically 71 to 79. I'm sorry, 71 to yes to 79, which is formed by saying basically 60 plus the remaining. For example, if we had 72, it would be 72, which means 60 and 12, basically. But 60 plus 12, we know in English that it results in 72. So in order to say it in French, 72 would be 60, and then the remaining. 72, or for 73, 73, or for 76, 76, right? Also, we have those with from 91 to 99, right? Which, for example, for 91 is going to be 91, because we have 80 plus 11, or for 98 will be 80 plus 18. 80, which is 80, 18, which is 18. So there will result in 98. Let's talk about the hundreds now, right? We've talked about tens, now we go to hundreds. Lesson 10, which means hundreds, are numbers divisible by 100. The hundreds from 200 to 900 are written in plural by adding an s to some, which is going to result in some. However, this is only the case for the whole hundreds. When cent is followed by another number, it does not take an s. For example, we may have 100, which is going to be cent. We may have 300, which is 300, or we may have 304, which is 304, without an s. Let's talk also about the thousands and millions. We don't have very much to discuss over here, but let's talk about it. For the thousands, we only have one form in French, mille, which is going to be 1000. And then if we wanted to say 3000, it will be 3000. Then we have million, which can have a singular form, million, or with a final s, which is going to be the plural form. For example, if we have a million, we will say un million. Or if we have 2 millions, we are going to say deux millions. In French, we separate groups of three numbers with a space, unlike other languages, especially English, because we don't use like a comma or a point. In this case, we're going to use a space. So now it's a challenge time. I'm going to also attach here somewhere some numbers, and I want you to guess their spelling, their writing, right? Of course, their spelling and writing in the comments down below. So I hope to see many comments over here, and I hope to see how much of them you got right. It's challenge time. Guess how the following numbers are being spelled. 204, 500, 1325, 6892, 2 millions.